we're the K3. I'm Jen.
I'm Karen.
I'm Marisa.
And this is our weekly watch list where we watch as many K-dramas as humanly possible in 1 week and come back and tell you exactly what we're liking, loving, and dropping. So ladies, are you ready to get started?
Yes.
Monday, Tuesday. IS Psychometric was really good this week.
I'm behind. I'm on 10,
okay.
I think. I didn't watch this week's episodes.
Further behind. But I like it.
I will tell you this. What I really enjoyed about it is I feel like, so we, what episodes are we on? I think we're on 11. I think we just
11
finished
and
11, 12 of this week.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're moving into the final 4 episodes.
Yes.
And what I really liked about this week is that they pretty much, they didn't wrap up our main leads romantic, they did kind of wrap up that romantic part of it. And so now it's the 2 leads and then our detective all trying to figure out Prosecutor Kong's story. And it's really good and juicy.
Oh, good.
So it's not about all this like angst about the dad and the parents and the fire. It's now all about what happened to Prosecutor Kong, and it is
good. Because I was wondering.
So good.
Because I'm a little behind. I haven't watched this past week's episodes yet, but clearly he was on a mission, but they were giving nothing away.
Nothing.
Did not know what was happening.
You got so much backstory this past week about him, and it's horrible, and it's just awful, and it's almost. Do you remember the movie The Room with Brie Larson? Where she went. I didn't watch it because there was no way I was watching that. So this is kind of The Room situation. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. The mom.
Which is what's that premise?
The premise is she's abducted as a young girl. She is kept in a room by her abductor, and she ends up having his child. And then she basically trains the child to escape the room and then help get her help.
Yes.
That's the essentially. And then I believe the room continues on from there and how they have to readjust to life outside the room. I think that's essentially the basic plot. Too much for me. Didn't watch it. She won an Academy Award for it. Go Brie Larson. She's now Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
That I know.
But it's kind of the same thing. So we know that the dad, that this guy was stalking her.
Yes.
And we didn't really know what it was. We kind of guessed that it was dad. We find out that she was abducted as a young girl.
Oh.
Then she had the boy, and so Prosecutor Kong lived in this cell.
Yes.
From the time he was born until he was 9. We haven't really seen how the escape happened.
Right. That's why they were talking about a bird in a cage doesn't fly away. Yeah. Or when the door is open. Yeah. So she's been trapped.
I'm getting chills.
So dark. So dark.
And it's not just because it's cloudy.
Yeah. It went dark, but really good.
Oh, cool.
Wow. Really good. Because again, our main couple, they know he can read everything she thinks, so she's kind of at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
But
So is he the perfect boyfriend then?
I don't know if I'd want my boyfriend to know everything I was
necessarily
thinking.
so wise in applying what he learned.
Exactly.
They've kind of moved away from him being so
Clueless
because he's overwhelmed. He touches anyone and he sees the worst of humanity. He's like, this is why I hate this gift, because I see how horrible people are, and they're great on the outside, but on the inside they're hiding terrible secrets.
And so he's now using that. They are finding out that he is when he's more motivated, the gift works in good way. So he's helping out.
That's the point to where I am, where he's first starting to realize he's like, hey, when I'm with you, it works better. Yeah. So.
You know, I was thinking because we had done a podcast on Come and Hug Me, so you should find that on our channel because we did a deep dive. We love that series so much.
Real quick on that, if you're kind of a person who likes to drive and listen and don't want to do YouTube, we are also on Spotify, we are on iTunes, and it's also, if you do Buzzsprout, we're also over there. So you can always find us as just a podcast.
Yes. So comparing it to Come and Hug Me, where they, again, serial murderer.
Serial murder.
Yeah, serial murder.
Serial killer. Yeah.
Killed her parents. So, but what you have in Come and Hug Me is that they are each other's salvation. And where I'm at, they're not quite there yet because it's driving them apart. But are we getting there?
I will tell you what. It happened very quickly. But it was very sweet and very satisfying, and I felt kind of what we talked about before, where the young man whose name I did write it down, Jin Young, who's playing the lead, Eon. He's just really got a very natural ability as an actor that it was. I think in maybe a greener actor would have been super janky and cheesy. Yeah. But actually, it was really sweet and it was delightful, and I actually was like, oh.
Yeah, there's a sincerity.
I was just really. Yeah. I was really invested when it was over, and I'm like, you go, you two. Yeah. You're like a unit. Though I do have to ask, I mean, come on, you're sending out not even a full detective and a kid who's not even in the police academy. Our detective is sending them into these situations by themselves. I'm like, this is the right? I don't know if this is the best move. But those quibbles aside, super enjoyable. And I can't wait for Monday, Tuesday.
Good.
Oh, so
I've got
good.
some catching up to do. I'm
You
looking
do.
forward to
It really is. It's super satisfying.
Yeah,
And we're
awesome.
rolling into those last 4 episodes, so I feel like we're going to get a lot more of Prosecutor Khan.
Oh, nice.
And him and his civvies, and now he's got the black hat.
Oh, and the hair. Kim Kwan. You're
is-
doing.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, and then we also had My Fellow Citizens.
Yes. Okay. Let's go.
Okay, this has literally been a background watch for me because it's on the local broadcast channel, and by background I mean, excuse me, I'm doing something at the computer and I'm glancing over my shoulder and listening, so I'm not paying close attention.
There's a lot happening.
Here's
I'm not
my question
sure.
with you, Karen, because you've
Yeah.
said this a few times. Is your Korean that good where you can still
No, absolutely not, which is why I'm relying on you to tell me what happened.
Oh, okay. I'm like, because I'm gonna be really,
I look over, I'll watch for like
Yeah.
30 no, not
gonna be
even
really
close.
impressed.
I look over for 30 seconds, I'm like, that was weird, I wonder what that was about.
Oh,
Okay.
because so much happens in a K-drama.
Yeah,
Boy, they
yeah.
really pack in a lot in 68 minutes or whatever it is. So My Fellow Citizens, essentially, how do you call it? They're all, I mean, they all hate each other.
Right.
They're all trying to get something.
Yeah.
They're all doing something against their will.
It's almost
to
like
try
they're
to
all,
say
they're all-
somebody
there's
else.
Like,
I
there's
don't
like,
know.
this center point, and they're all fighting towards it and against it.
And against it too.
And the
really
center
yes.
point being,
I'm not really quite sure. I think it's just
Money?
money,
'cause
and
yes.
control.
or what, okay.
Yeah, because Kim Min Jung
Power.
wants Chase Shiwan
We're just guessing,
to run for the
yes, yes.
assembly to remove the cap on money lending limits because that's
be her puppet,
business.
basically. Right,
Yes,
okay.
to be her puppet. But they all know everything. So she's entrapped Kim Yoo-sung, who's a former assemblyman, to train him. They all know what each other is about. They all don't want what they're doing, but they're still doing
because
it.
they have to.
Yes. And then Chase Yuan is trying to hide from his wife, who's a detective, that he's a con man. But now she
she's
knows.
she's
She's
figured
figured
it
it
out.
out.
I'm so glad
And
they figured it out
Yeah.
early. I
Me
thought we were
too.
going to drag this out. I
Yes.
was so happy when she finally. I was like, yeah,
She's too kick-ass not to figure it out.
she is. But come on. I was pleasantly surprised. It happened in episode 4 instead of episode 6 or 8.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think what's coming is, already the 2 lead women in this series are amazing. So Kim Min Jung and
I actually wrote in my notes.
what's her name?
Young.
It's Yu Young. I actually wrote in my notes. I want to be Kim Min Jung, but I think I'm Yu Young. Both of them amazing, but I want to be as sassy and as self-confident as Kim Min Jung at all points. The way she just flips her hair and
Yes.
carries her bag
And her
just
look.
glares at people
Yes.
with that smirk that isn't quite happening, but it's just in her eyes like, you're adorable.
yes, but there are 5
Oh, I love it.
sisters.
Oh my God, I love it. They call each other like number one.
Number one.
Who's number 3?
I don't know. They haven't revealed number 3.
I figured out all
Yeah?
but number 3.
Oh, I don't know. Because number 1 is actually Sister Kim from Fiery Priest. So she's in prison right
Is that
now.
who that is?
Yes, that's
I
who
didn't
it
know
is.
who it was. I was trying to figure out who she was.
Yeah. And number 2, her name is, the actress is Baek Ji-won. And number 2 is Yum Hae-ran from Lawless Lawyer. So she's always a little two-sided. You're never quite sure which side of the law she's on. So, but number 3.
Who is number
Mystery.
3? Right? I mean, are we going to find out that number 3 is? Well, she wouldn't be a long lost sister,
I guess so. She would. Well, but they would. How would they know?
right? That's what I'm saying. Like
Because their dad is
for
dead.
a half a beat, I thought
Half-
number
half
3 was
sister
going to be
or
the wife.
adopted sister.
But I was like, I'm not sure that structurally makes sense.
No.
But it's a K-drama, so I was like, of
Yeah,
course,
because
who's it going to be? You
her
gotta figure out
parents
number
aren't
3.
around. Her parents are
Yeah,
dead.
right?
Her parents are
Dead.
dead.
Logic does not always apply in
No.
K-drama.
No, and she was adopted by the woman who's now the police chief. So,
maybe-
again,
Oh, yeah.
Let's
women
remember-
in this show are
Let's
great.
remember this when number 3 is revealed.
Yes,
I'm very curious.
Who will it be? Because they very rarely you're not supposed to introduce a new character at the end of the series. So
Right? Though we've seen it happen.
we have.
I'm looking at you, Last Empress.
And we've seen them go away.
Yeah. When they brought in like the old
Yeah.
sister from the States, I'm like,
Where'd you
what?
come
Who?
from?
Wait, what?
Yes, I'm the former
goodness.
Empress.
So the other thing to talk about on this show is when they were they were talking about strategy for how to get him elected.
That was one of the way they edited that whole segment between.
Was that the scene where it's like you have no position on anything?
Yes.
Okay.
Between all three of the candidates.
Yes.
It was hilarious, and I loved it.
But what they compare him to is the
Oh my God, that's right.
It's Trump.
It's Trump.
yeah.
So it was so amazing,
and it was completely pointed.
Completely pointed.
Yes, it was white Americans think that they built this country. And this is from a Korean politician saying this
from a
to
cultural
a fraud
standpoint.
politician.
It was amazing. It was amazing to see what the opinion is.
Yes,
there
because
which is pretty spot on. I mean, it's not wrong.
What he said was white Americans think their country is being taken away from them by African Americans, Asians,
and
Hispanics, and he used those words.
It was. Even if you only watch 3 minutes of this show, watch that 3 minutes. It was in episode 4, I think.
Oh, okay.
But they were in the
they're in the sauna
with Chase Yuan half naked.
Yeah,
I'm like, what is happening?
Okay, time to
here?
watch episode 4.
Yeah. It was laugh out loud funny and horrifying all at the same time.
Wow.
It was.
Because he basically was like, this buffoon made it happen because people believed what he was saying. You too are this buffoon.
You're going to con the
you
public.
can con the public just
to
like
vote for you.
just like the U.S. president
Tapping
did.
into his natural professional abilities as a con artist.
Fantastic.
So, yes.
It was terrifying
They
and
said it.
fantastic all at
They
the
said
same
it.
time.
Yes.
It was
Wow.
amazing.
Huh.
So yeah, my fellow citizens.
Ooh.
Fun show.
It was great. And then Special Labor Inspector.
I'm not watching this one. How's it going, ladies?
Oh, I love this show so much.
adorable.
It is so
It's
fun.
so good.
He's so great. They're all so great.
He being Kim Dong-wook.
Yes, Kim Dong-wook. And that clubhouse
Oh my God, I love that club.
with all these thugs. Kim Kyung-nam. Can we talk about his coats?
His coat collection. I believe it. I think I said this. I believe it riles Nam Jun Hyuk's in weightlifting fairy, and
think
that's
so.
saying something.
They have made him so
an endless closet of coats.
Yes, they have made him so fashionable, and he's so handsome, and he's
He's like floor, like
and the motorcycle jacket. Oh, that was
motorcycle
good.
jacket. Oh, yeah.
Oh yes, and then he comes in and kicks butt. You know, it's really fun.
It's a lot
really
of fun. And I love that he is just. Where Kim Dong-wook's character is that pure line. Like you know his motivation at all
Yes.
times. He is always for the underdog.
Yes.
He is always going to be there to help you out.
He's the
always
moral
He's the
center.
moral center.
Yeah.
And I love that Kim
Kyung-nam.
Kyung-nam's character is like, I'm still very weak, but I know the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And you see him taking those
Because he
steps.
sees him doing
Yeah, not because he sees him. I think because he learned from him as a teacher before, but he's still. I mean, he's a thug and he's a money launderer and he's one of those kind of people. But he also recognizes when he sees all those people from his past that he needs to atone. And I love that bit where he's like, just hit me. To the kid when they finally win the thing. He's like, just hit me. I can't sleep. He's like, I don't need to hit you. He's like, I need you to hit me. It was just really satisfying.
Yeah, and it's very typical K-drama. They're fighting all these corrupt business people who just are taking money out of the working class. But there seems to be like levels, very clear levels of who is corrupt and who's working for who. And so now we've gotten rid of this first layer. Now we're leveling up to the second layer, the son of the woman who seems to be pulling all the strings. And there's so much high school
Well, I was going to say, which the son is also the linchpin for our inspector's demise as a teacher.
Yes.
So there's all sorts of karma happening on that level.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited to see where that goes.
Really loving this show. It's really good.
So good.
And this one's still pretty early on, right?
It's
just started.
It's like episode. I don't know which count we're going with. Are we going with 3
we're-
to 4?
it's,
I think
or are we
they're
like?
doing half-hour episodes. I think.
Yeah, so it's 5. Yeah, so that was 5 through 8.
So hour 4.
But we don't know how many there are because Asian Wiki says there are 32 episodes and Wikipedia says there are 36. So
Oh,
so I don't
interesting.
know.
We'll keep you
More would be
posted.
better.
More would be better at this point, but only if they originally planned for more, because we all know what a disaster it is when they tag them on.
Yes.
Oh,
You are so right.
last time.
Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday. Big issue. Marisa upgraded to a love all of a sudden. What's going on, Marisa?
You did.
You know, I was worried that it was just going to keep driving all of these really salacious storylines, and it took a step back, and it was just a little quieter, and there was, you know, machinations, and but there were some really kind of lovely moments with Ju Jin Mo and his dying daughter in the hospital who needs a heart transplant.
She still hasn't gotten that heart transplant?
No, they gave her some other procedure, but they're being manipulated by the CEO of what's the name of the newspaper?
Isn't it Sunday?
It's not Sunday Syndicate.
That's it.
It's changed a little bit through the translations, but it's basically Dispatch.
Gotcha.
So they're calling it Sunday Syndicate right now. But you know, Korean kid actors. Oh my
So
God.
good.
She's like, this little girl is like, I don't want her to die when she gives me her heart. It's like, what? I don't think it quite works that way. But anyways, oh, the tears.
That's a live transplant, then.
Yeah,
What? I think
That's
you
a
get
whole
one of
different
those.
show. That's in Kill It.
Kill It.
That's Kill It. We haven't gotten there yet.
Different show.
But basically, there's this low-level prosecutor who wants to. He's on a mission. He wants to figure out who at Sunday Syndicate is actually the brains.
Oh.
Because guess what? It's her. It's not her CEO. And he wants to know who above him he wants to know who Sunday Syndicate has incriminating photos of in terms of his bosses and in terms of the higher level.
He wants some dirt.
You know, he wants dirt because they're trying to fire him and he wants to keep his job.
Oh.
But so what does he do? He basically kidnaps Hanye Sol and sticks her in interrogation for 48 hours because legally he can do that without charging her. But I have to say, she looks very fresh for someone who 48 hours, no sleeping, no eating.
I felt the same way in Misty. Like, it was the same thing. I was like, how long were you in lockup? Like, what? I don't
you
look
still
that
look
good when I
completely put
just
together.
get ready walking out the door.
It's like, admit it, you had hair and makeup up to the
Exactly
side,
right.
didn't you?
She's
amazing.
Yes, she's such a cool cucumber in this.
All right, so I keep thinking like I'm gonna go and push play, and I was kind of like, no, but then when you said you loved it, I'm like, all right, I might.
I
go
gotta
back
tell
and
you,
catch
there is
up.
a heavy-duty makeout scene
What?
at the end of the episode this week, and
With our two leads.
with our two leads, like
Really?
like, grown-up makeout scene. Oh, and there's a spy cam in there, so the CEO is
Wait,
watching her.
Let's back up. There's a real adult makeout scene.
There's a real adult makeout scene.
Oh, I'm in. I'm back in, people. I will
Kind of
report
angry
next
too.
week.
It was really.
Oh,
Because they're like mad that they're attracted to each other, kind of thing.
Heck yeah.
But you just go for it anyway.
oh, I'm in. That is my Saturday.
I've heard.
Done. Thank you.
Wrap that up for
Ready?
Jen.
Thank you.
Bow tie presents.
Here you go.
Where there are no makeout scenes, unfortunately, is in Dr. Prisoner. Sadly.
Thank goodness.
Because I'm not going to lie to you, I have a new favorite thing. Nam Gu Min running down a hall in a suit with purpose. Oh my God. He was running to our psychiatrist to save her from something, and I was like, I need more of that. For sure. The story is starting to get a little convoluted.
I'm so far behind
But
this show.
there's so many levels to it. I mean, we've now played a new hand, and now where are you? Kim Byung Chul is now in prison, and then we found
But not working. at
no,
present.
he's in. He's
prison.
actually an inmate.
As a prisoner, okay.
Yes, and so we played those cards, and now we've got the prosecutor who's kind of has a crush on our first patient from the original episode, on her who was false, who made up her disease to get out of jail. So there's kind of a weird love line happening there, which is adorable and hilarious all at the same time. But again, a layer I'm not really sure we needed, but it's there. And then we've got the whole brother layer with our psychiatrist and the brothers being held or kept safe by Nam Gun Min's sister. And there's a whole nother level there.
They're very intertwined.
Oh my gosh, so many levels. And now we just found out at the end of our last episode on Wednesday that the goofball doctor pharmacist who is there is actually one of the bad guys, and he killed our main informant.
Oh, there's a twist.
Yeah, I will give it that. I was like, oh, I did not see that coming. I mean, I kind of did, but I didn't see it with him. And so now I will give this show credit. It does leave you hanging to where you're like, you got to find out what's happening the next week. So I always turn it back on.
Very
always.
cool.
So
Yeah. Good.
And the show's about halfway through, I think.
I think easily it's half. I think we've
20,
easily
20
hit
of 40.
Yeah.
Yes.
We just hit I think so. We just hit that halfway turn. So yeah. And I think it's doing really, really well in Korea. So it's
great.
I mean, there's just
good.
a lot going on in this one. So much corruption, so much.
It's good because Nam
Mechanism.
Goon-min is such a
Oh, he's
star, but I
so
think his
good.
last couple series, at least for me, didn't really tap into what he's about and what his strengths are.
He's always very talented, but I think
Yeah.
I agree with you. The most recent shows haven't fostered that or
I
This
think
Showing it
darker
off.
side
Yeah.
is
I think this one and
he's
just
been showing a
just to
redemptive quality.
highlight our astrology on him. Definitely plays into a lot of those fire signs. Like, ooh, when he goes in, he's like, ugh, you're like, oh, that's hot.
Yeah, so if you
Very
are into
fiery.
astrology and want to know a little bit more about some of these actors, Jen has been driving our K-drama astrology corner, so also
Yes.
find those on our channel.
Super
because
fun.
super
And I'll
fun.
drop in why I think it's happening. But yeah,
Yeah.
he does. He's got that. And going with what you're saying is redemptive arc. I think that works. He's a Pisces and he's got all this fire stuff. And so you're getting both of that. He's basically all of the bad, awful stuff he's been doing, all that fire sign, like action oriented stuff.
Yeah.
All it's undercut by the fact that it's all about it's about humanity, about helping the greater good and the person and the collective. It's
Because he's a doctor.
and he's so good at them. That's what he's good at. He's good at that pivot.
Nice.
He's really good at that. And
Yeah.
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 Oh, it's
Okay,
really- it's-
running down a hall.
Oh, right.
Aces.
Aces. Highly recommend it. Okay, but can we I gasped out loud again this week. Kim Jae-wook. Holy
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. In her private life, when he grabbed her around the waist and pushed her into that wall,
Oh wow!
I'm sorry. I gasped out loud.
If we're supposed to be dating, then I'm like,
Oh my
What's gonna happen when they actually kiss? Because there was not even a kiss
Oh.
yet. Oh Lord, the screen's gonna implode.
yeah.
I literally was the BFF
Anytime.
going, oh my God. I was like, yes. Oh, good God.
I had to keep getting up and stopping because it's like it hurts to look at him. He is so
It's
What? You went to
beautiful,
what?
gorgeous.
is-
He's everything.
No.
I
He
do.
wears the suit well.
Play all the way through.
Yeah. I do have this question though, and this is the only part. I mean, I really am enjoying the show. But here's
love
my
this
question.
show.
I'm really enjoying it. But here's my question, and I was trying really hard to just bat it away, but I kept coming back.
What's coming up?
Why is he doing this? Exactly.
so
like
because
I
He really likes her and he hasn't admitted it to himself yet.
No,
Right,
no,
but
there's something
there's
deeper.
gotta be something
This
else.
is-
I mean,
Oh, you mean
so
why
we-
does he want the celebrity art exhibition?
No. Why is he pretending to be her fake boyfriend?
Yes. I'm sure there's fate involved. We don't know
I'm
what it is
for
yet.
sure.
And I just feel I feel like so if this is 16 episodes that maybe it's just the pacing because we're all about her right now.
Right.
And we're only starting to get glimpses of his childhood. Because yes, a guy like that, why would he
Why
have
would
to
he do
pretend?
that?
Yeah.
Like
Why would he
that's-
do that for her?
You don't think it's he likes her and doesn't realize it? And
He
he's
just
like,
met
oh,
her
this-
and she works for him.
And he
Why
believes
would you
she
do
believes
this?
she's in a lesbian relationship.
Yes.
So
Yes.
why?
Not only a lesbian relationship,
A lesbian relationship where one of them is married with a
Yeah,
child.
right,
And he's
exactly.
just like,
cheating on.
cheating on, and he believes she's a gold digger on top of it. It was so
and he
amazing.
gave himself
great.
another talking
Yeah.
to in the mirror. And he's like,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
He's like, let's stop. It was just so funny.
But that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Like,
that
it's,
was good.
it'd
We
be
don't
one
know
thing-
what's motivating
I don't
him.
understand his motivation. That's the only. That's the only thing where I'm kind of like,
I'm going with
Well, of course,
yes.
he likes her. He's finding an excuse. He's already showing signs of jealousy. I think. And
But why does he? We don't know why he likes her.
right. I guess that's my next question. Why does he like her? He's already fired her
Yes.
horribly once.
Yeah.
They basically bickered the whole time. And
Right. She almost killed him with that caffeine.
Yes. So it's
that's
just.
true.
I mean,
because he stayed with her, but then he stayed with her and was holding his hand all night.
He hates having his hand held.
I know, but then he saw. I know, but then he saw. Remember that was like the first or second episode. After the caffeine poisoning, the next morning, and she won't let go of his hand.
Right.
So he sees I think he sees a similar vulnerability to him because now we've learned in this
Karen's
episode.
such a romantic.
She really is.
Because
I
when
am
she
like,
gets up and
no dude like that would ever do this.
when she
to help
wakes
her
up
out.
and leaves, he has this great moment, and he's such a good actor.
He really is.
Where
a
he's
great
looking
actor.
at his hand, and he kind of gets like this really like. He kind of has like he's figuring stuff out. He's realizing something. So I think it was that moment where
I can't wait to find out.
But can we?
It's a romance. Come on.
It is. I know, but
Do you need more than that?
Yes.
I say no.
Have you met me, Karen? Yes.
I don't.
I need.
That's what I'm going
it.
with.
I know.
We could learn differently as the show progresses.
Here's my other.
just
This is
going
my other. This is the other
with
reason
that.
why. This is my other reason why I have a quibble with it because it's my favorite. It was probably my favorite beat he had in the whole show, other than the wall, because that was just hot. And I'm sorry, not to get too personal, but I clearly need a date because oh my god.
Those pants. Anyway.
Anyway, when she came out of the idol's her idol's bathroom, wet,
Oh.
and he looked at her and he gave her he turned around and he went, "Why?
He's like, why were you even near the shower?
Fantastic." And I was just like, that for me is what he thinks of her. Like, what are you? Like, what just happened?
She's like, I accidentally turned on the shower. And he's like, yeah, right, okay. And then he's like, no, why?
Why? I loved it.
He's a great
It
character.
was so great. So anyway, that's really my only quibble because
She's
everything
getting
else
under his skin. He may not know why. He may not fully admit it to himself, but that's what he's acting on.
Karen, I'm a cynical bitch.
Yeah, it's a romantic comedy.
But it is such a good romantic
It is. It's
comedy
so
because
good.
it is sometimes these romantic comedies we get are just so
Out of the box.
fluffy, and there seems to be, I don't know, it's just maybe because they're a little older, but the BFF relationship is
Oh
so
my god, I love that.
fantastic.
It's so fantastic.
Go ahead.
No, I just-
Exploration
I
of
was gonna-
fandom and
Yeah, and her son was adorable in that judo class.
When he kept calling him Mr. Soy Sauce.
Mr. Soy Sauce, and then he like literally fell over.
he's like, fall down.
adorable.
Oh my god, I love it.
Hey, did you recognize our second male lead? Kind of hard.
Well, I
you
actually
did.
Googled it because I was
Yes.
like, why do I know him?
Yes.
Why do I know him?
Yep.
He was in Descendants of the
He
Sun.
was. He was one of the soldiers.
Piccolo.
Oh.
I looked up his handle.
So
Which is kind of funny because he's 6'3",
He's tall.
183 centimeters for metric people.
yeah.
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 Oh, I have a second lead crush. I won't call it second lead syndrome because I'm not hoping for him to get together
I'm
with her.
sorry. Second lead syndrome in this show,
But
we'd be that's fighting words,
room for
Karen.
that.
But I definitely have a second lead crush.
Sure.
Well,
He's
developing.
adorable.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, when he goes to hug his mom and he spreads his arms wide, he's like, "Come in for a hug." I'm like, "How do you even fit on the screen with that arm spread?"
He's
Yeah.
adorable. And I do
Yeah.
love the
Yeah.
fact that they're like that even the best friend is like, you guys aren't brother and sister. So
Yeah.
just knock it off.
Yeah.
She's like, "Why don't you just tell
Yeah.
her?"
Yeah.
Well, because Park Min Young in her life, she has a boy, the idol. He's a boy.
Right.
A man child.
A man child. And
the
then
second lead. And then a man.
Yeah.
I think for me that is
a square.
that
Can we
is-
have a square?
That is the thing that I'm finding the most satisfying.
Her
about
BFF
it.
lesbian fake relationship.
Oh my god, it's so good.
That's the square.
She really is. She's my hero. I love her so much. That BFF. She's amazing.
Oh,
great.
yeah, yeah.
I
She
think that's
is a
what it
good
is about
BFF.
this show that I love so much is that that he's an adult.
Yeah.
And he's not only an adult by age, like he's I think he's like 36, 37 in real life. But I believe that he is a person who can run an art gallery.
Yes,
And
yeah.
don't get me wrong, I love Park Seo-joon. Love him, right? Did I believe he was
For a
an
second?
executive CEO? No, not really.
That's a no.
I mean, maybe an up and coming,
Being
junior
Yeah,
being
yeah,
groomed to take over the family business.
Needed an
but-
excuse to have him wear all those suits.
and it was lovely.
And drive a Maserati.
But I think what I'm really enjoying about this show is I feel like I have two adults interacting with each other
Yeah.
that both have childish ideas, which is great. I think that's what we all have. But at the end of the day,
Which has a childhood or childish fixation, sort of.
I appreciate the fact that at the end of the day, it's going to be an adult relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. Hoping for that.
I'm so excited. It's so good.
I love this show.
Yes.
It
Can
really
I
is.
just say, the character who's really making me laugh is the former art
She's
gallery
She
director.
drives me bonkers.
Kim Sun Young, who we saw in Romance is a Bonus Book.
Yeah.
Yes.
Her characterization is hilarious with the very avant-garde short bang
Right?
haircut and the
Yes.
heels and her tone of her
outfits.
voice.
It is.
She's hilarious.
And when she calls for her secretary Kim,
yeah.
she has a secretary.
She has a
Kim.
secretary
I like
Kim.
that.
I
like that
will
little
say the
inside
only
joke.
thing that I'm disappointed in is the fact that she basically just smacked Puck Min-young out of nowhere. And I
Yes,
know we
that was-
needed it for some sort of like character, but she already
Yeah.
had a shitty day.
Yeah,
She
we-
already been attacked by all the crazy
Say
fans.
some- say some.
And yeah.
Yeah.
And but now and then we had to go ahead and have her get smacked in the face by the
know.
I thought that was just a bit much.
Yeah.
Sorry, is equivalent. But yeah.
But yes, we love this show.
Yeah,
Loving it.
This
Love
is
it.
the show where I'm like, I have to wait 5 days for the next episode. I think it's going to make it, if it holds up, it's going to make an excellent binge.
Oh,
If
yes.
It's going to be a fantastic binge if we
Yes.
can actually stick the landing on
It
this
takes
one.
every fiber of my being not to go back and press play immediately at the end of an episode. I'm like,
Aw,
I have too
why?
many, because I have too many other shows to watch.
This is true. You do have a lot of shows to watch.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, we could gush for a very long time on
could.
this, but we need to move on.
Okay.
Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I believe Fiery Priest is wrapping up this week, right?
It is. So I'm on the penultimate episode.
And
So for what, 8-9 weeks, I've been telling you how ridiculous this show is, right?
Yes.
So it went over the top.
How is that
12-year-old
possible?
boy ridiculous.
they
And
get
then,
more ridiculous?
ooh, they've gone dark. So I'm like dying for the 39th and 40th episodes.
Interesting.
Yes, as soon as we
turn.
stop here, I'm like, running, like Viki, please.
So-
Kocowa, please.
so let me ask this question
Okay.
then. So Twitter lost their collective minds
Yeah.
because
Our
Father
young
Han.
priest, yes, took a metal pipe to the back of the head. Okay, I have a theory on that.
Okay.
So here's what's been happening. This is our found family.
Right.
You know, since episode 1, their whole point of being is to find out and take revenge because that's what priests do. Apparently.
course.
Forgiveness, what? 10 Hail Marys, what?
Catholicism has it all.
So basically, it's because of the murder or the they know it wasn't a suicide of the parish priest.
Right.
But we saw him for what, half an hour in episode 1?
Oh God, was that it?
That's all.
Yeah,
so
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's been the driving
Mostly the
force
first hour.
for almost all of this. So now I think what's happened is heading into the last couple episodes, they needed to turn Kim Nam-gil into the killing machine NIS secret agent that he was. And so they did it by taking out the young priest.
Oh, what?
It was a very interestingly choreographed fight battle where they basically lured him. They went on a date.
What?
They basically went on a date.
priest.
They went and
How'd
got
that happen?
barbecue, but he called him his hyung.
Oh,
So it was
a
like,
bro date.
bro date.
Gotcha.
And, then they had like goofy pictures.
Aw.
It's just like, and then so of course he was gonna,
Of course.
Get the shit
you
kicked
had
out
to,
of
you
him.
had to know it was just going to go bad.
yeah. So they
that point.
separated
Because they were
Kim.
having too much fun.
I know, yes. So they separated Kim Nam-gil behind a gate, and so he has to watch the young priest, like,
Oh.
have the snot kicked out of.
that's-
Well, it was really bad. So, but the
make him really mad.
ridiculous stuff that happened. It's like, did the audience become 12-year-old boys? So there's this whole, there's all this betrayal and trying to get the big cube of money.
I remember the cube
Right.
of money.
Oh, the cube.
The cube of money. And so basically, in order to stop the bad guys, Kim Nam-gil goes to his NIS contact and asks for, you know how you
Missile.
proceed and then you flash back to what happened.
Yeah.
So it's going
Yes,
back and forth,
yes.
back and forth. I'm like, you've got to be kidding
Back
me.
to the grenade thing again?
Yes,
The kids?
it was
Oh,
a
thank goodness.
flower. A flower that a warring faction would use to take out the enemy with extreme diarrhea. And so for like half an hour, the show is just poop jokes.
But that could work.
Doubling over in pain. And so to show it, because it was a flower, they would just have these animated red flower petals float, like shooting out.
Because if you gotta poop, you can't shoot. I don't know.
Flowers everywhere.
Interesting tactic.
They would blur.
Sounds straight up World War One.
They would blur out I can't even tell you. It was just stupidly ridiculous. And I was like, what?
Wow.
So it went so far in that direction that now we've swung to Kim Nam-gil being, like I said, the killing machine. And he's, there's nothing funny happening in these episodes. They've basically, the clown characters, the cops, they've like pushed them aside. It got very dark for these last 4, I guess.
So wait, so
Crazy.
So I feel like I feel like last week was when the priest got hit in the head with the pipe, correct?
Yeah.
So did he die?
No, he went through surgery.
Oh, so he didn't die.
Oh, he didn't die.
No, he didn't die
Oh,
yet.
okay. I'm sorry. I thought he died.
I
was very.
took him out.
Twitter was very.
It's a K-drama beating.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's bad.
It's bad.
Okay, so it wasn't Secretary So where he's dead.
Oh, no.
good.
He's not
Okay,
dead
good.
yet.
Oh, good.
Yet.
Yet? Okay.
Yet? I hope not. I don't know.
Right.
There seems
Oh,
to
I
be
think
talk
we
on, the interwebs about season 2.
Yeah. Well, that's what I saw. I did see that on
Oh.
Twitter. Was like
Yeah.
the final card is like,
Yeah.
we'll be back or stay tuned or something like that. So
So the only other difficult thing about this show is that it turns out that Go Jun has been on a revenge quest this whole time. That actually
Against
the priest had saved him as a teenager. So, which makes
fate.
no sense because
Oh,
if
the
you,
older priest is now dead.
Yes, the older priest is now dead.
Oh.
So if you look through all
Wait,
these
that makes
episodes,
no
it
sense.
doesn't make any sense.
I was going to say, how does
at
that
all.
it
make
makes zero
sense?
sense.
It makes zero sense.
Because didn't he set up the suicide/murder?
Yes.
He was ordered to by the prosecutor who actually did kill the priest. But it makes no sense at all. So
It's a little.
I'm with you. Okay.
but other than that, I can't wait for the final episode.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yes.
And then the one that sadly we got so wrong last week. There's only 4 episodes left. We did not just hit the halfway point. We only have 12 episodes of Kill It.
We did not realize that.
Did
We
not
thought it was the full
realize that.
16.
Yes.
Oh, it's a shorter
It's
series.
12. So we have this
we'll
week
see
and
it.
next week, and then it's out.
Because we were actually wondering how he was going to move on to a new series.
Right. We now know.
Yes.
Because this one is over.
Yeah.
But wow. Talk about going again with it was completely the island, right?
Yes.
Where basically these kids are created and harvested for their organs for
Yeah.
old people.
Yeah.
Like what? Like come on. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we still have not covered yet exactly how he's her father.
No.
That one is still a mystery.
Still confusing.
But it's one of those shows where I'm just like,
Has he taken out his contact lenses back to the blue
No.
eyes yet? No, not yet.
no, we haven't seen that yet. I feel like that's gonna be she already knows who he is.
Yes. So,
So I don't understand why it's a plot point. I'm not really sure why he ever had blue eyes.
yeah, I guess we're not
To
asking.
match the wolf.
Possibly, which
Wolf
is
dog.
which is awesome.
Yes.
I am enjoying it though. Like,
yeah.
I don't feel like
I love this show.
right?
I started
so
watching.
good. It's so good.
But
It's just
I'm going to be unfortunately behind because I'm loath to watch on pop-up sites. So I'm only,
oh,
so
so you're only in
so
episode
thank
1
you.
and 2?
Yeah. So
episode 3. So I'm
they get to episode
I'm
3?
not finished this weekend's yet.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, it'll be
So in
4.
So it's
case
on
you
Viki.
don't know, it's
It's
now
on
on
Viki.
Viki.
It is on Viki, and the subs came up pretty quick for
Oh, well, that's
episode
good.
3.
Nice.
I was pretty impressed.
But
so,
what
yeah.
they're doing is they're rolling it out weekly, like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
a like
like
it's a
it's a-
regularly.
yeah.
They're not doing a binge style. So episode 1 and 2 came out last week. I think 3 and 4 are out this week. So they're
It's
behind.
like delayed
yeah.
release schedule.
yeah. So you can. It depends on what level of risk you want to take.
Yes.
Exactly.
Marisa and I are junkies. We will take all risk to watch this show.
Please don't blow up my
I
laptop.
know, right? But I think we've gotten to the point where I don't know. I feel like I need
Really, tell us how
more.
you really feel.
I need more from their relation. Like I don't understand their relationship
yeah.
anymore. Like
Yeah.
they know who each other are,
And yet.
and yet,
Obviously didn't
and that's
kill her.
kind of like and yet.
yeah.
And who's I'm really enjoying. Like I'm a mess. Can you tell? I'm almost shipping her with the lawyer
Really?
Yeah, weird, right? But because unfortunately, as much
be
as hot of a visual that Jang Ki-young and Nara are,
Yeah, he's very closed off. And
she's never going to get from him what she needs.
Yeah.
I mean, as a woman, dude, he's beautiful and he's pretty, and I say go for it for one night, but then you need to go with the lawyer because I do like the
Will he ever
lawyer.
overcome his inner hurt?
He's a
and-
trained
the
assassin.
trauma,
That's it.
yes.
No, he's never going to. He's going to take the dog and go.
Yeah.
Uh,
But the lawyer.
but the lawyer,
I can see that.
I kind of am all in with her letting him go, letting number 88 go, not actually arresting him, and then having a lovely life with the lawyer. That's where I'm at with this show, with 4 episodes to go. I want to see her happy.
So-
I want to see her happy is really where I'm at with
Yes,
this show, and I'm
yes.
just not sure the trained assassin is who it is.
That'd be a tough relationship choice for anyone.
Yeah,
right?
he's the bad boy that can't actually emotionally commit to you.
At all.
Yeah.
The dog, yes.
Interesting.
The cat, you
The
bet.
cat.
Oh,
The
that
hedgehog,
cat.
all day. You personally? No, not going to happen. We all know this, ladies. We know this. We know this. Take a picture of him draped over the motorcycle in the leather jacket, frame it,
yeah.
and know you knew. Just know you had that moment. And move on to the lawyer who is going to just be
I did-
emotionally there for
I
you.
did love that healer moment on the roof, though.
Oh,
That was pretty
right?
awesome.
There are just a lot of really good visuals in the show. So, all right, so we got like the penultimate week this week, and then we roll into the finale next week.
Okay.
I mean, clearly, the way I'm seeing it right now, I think it's just a pure takedown at this point, right?
Well, yeah.
I don't think
because-
there's anything really dangling.
No. It's this weird thing where you're actually, the story is so way out there that you're actually, I don't know, I'm kind of not really invested in it.
Right. I think that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, I feel like,
Yeah.
I actually think,
I want to see what
still alive?
happens,
Yeah.
but
Philip.
oh, Philip, yeah, Philip's still alive, but I think Philip's got precious little time left.
Dumbass.
Philip's
He's
is
the
kid,
agent
kid.
or the
Oh,
one who
okay,
gets
okay,
them the
okay.
gigs.
yes.
He's
Oh,
a little,
yeah, no.
He's a little dicey.
Yeah.
He's a little dicey.
Sorry.
All right, so we
needs to
got
be
lots of shows to watch.
Yeah.
I think we covered
do.
most of them
think we
this
did.
week. Holy cow. Whew, that's full week, people. That was a lot
Very
of
full week.
K-dramas. All right, we're the K3. I'm Jen.
I'm Karen.
I'm Marisa. Also find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can talk with us there. You have a lot to say, don't you? I know you do.
Of course you do, so you should also subscribe to us here on YouTube. Thank you for those who have subscribed recently. Leave us a comment below. Come join our K-drama copy klatch. We'll see you soon.